Hey everyone, here we have Angel by Lego Brick Headz. This is from Disney Stitch. Set number 40922 contains 133 pieces, retails for $12.99. The set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. So this looks pretty interesting. I'm not familiar with this character, as I'm not really much into this Leo and Stitch cartoon thing, but you know, looks pretty interesting. And yeah, we even get a pink whip here too, and I could already think of some ideas with that. No, and not those ideas. And he comes with a stand and all sorts of stuff. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Okay, let's unbox and see what we have inside here. Already got parts of the box just flying all over the workbench. So it looks like Lego has switched up with the paper guides. And don't worry, I'll have that scanned before you do. And let's see here. Alright. Unnumbered bags. So it looks like we're going to have to pour these out, and that's kind of sloppy, seeing that floating at the bottom. Yeah, I've never seen these unlabeled, you know, like that. So we get one building guide. Well, this shouldn't take too long, huh? Not too bad at all. Well, since these are not numbered, we're just going to pour them all out now. And we'll take a look here. Okay. Let's see what kind of parts are in here. Yeah, looks like I got my hands cut out for me today, or at least they're going to have a workout because it's a lot of medium and small parts. Not too fun at all. It doesn't look too exciting there with the small parts, but there we go. We got a lot of pink in there and gray. And yeah, hoard these up. Remember that work trailer? Yeah, those will really come in handy for things like that. And yeah, just jumps right on in with some unnamed bags. So you're just going to have to grab from this pile of parts. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. So sets like this I'm not totally interested in, but it's here today. We're going to build it. Sometimes it may not look interesting. Will be interesting in the end, so we don't quite really know. And these videos are meant to be for entertainment. They're not to be construed as professional how-tos, tutorials, walkthroughs. These are just merely my notes for the review process. But you're more than welcome to build along if you got the set. And yeah, so what am I looking for is a stud that's pink. Well, we got a lot of pink here. At least it's not white, so we can start sorting out by color. For those who have never joined me on my second channel, we always talk about that. Start sorting if you can't find a part. And those come in pink. That might be a handy part to have. Okay, now we found it. So there we go. Okay, it goes like that. And I always enjoy sharing the build with you guys and gals, and just chilling out, chatting, and all that stuff. So that's what these really are. It's just I sit here and just talk to you guys. I don't talk at you. I don't talk down to you. I talk with you. This is like a conversation type video. And I've been pretty pleased so far with the interesting sets Lego has sent me, which is pretty good because, I mean, Lego shouldn't be a boring thing to do. You know, but we're going to see what kind of interesting parts this set has. Now, a lot of this stuff I've already seen. I already got millions of, so I probably could pretty much piece this set together with my own parts, but I can always use more of those. I gotta snag those up before just for I can build more stuff here. I'm trying to get it to where you can see, but sometimes these parts are a bit stubborn. Oh yes, watch the video all the way through, okay, because I may make mistakes. Okay, it looks like we're building some small stuff. We got to build two of them. sometimes I'll get somebody who complains that I make mistakes in these things. Yeah, I mean, these are just live builds. I don't script them. They're not rehearsed. The only thing rehearsed on them is, well, the set that I'm building. Like, okay, I got this set. This is what I'm building, and then we go from there. I don't claim I'm an expert. I don't tell you that my way's the correct way on building a set. You just build it the way that works for you. And right now I'm sorting out parts by color because there's a lot of pieces in here that are pink. So what am I doing? Pulling out all the like stuff and putting them in respective piles. And it just makes it a lot easier when I'm trying to find parts later on. So now it's starting to look a little less intimidating. I'm just trying to find another 1x2 tile. We'll get to it eventually. Now I only got about 30 minutes on this memory card, so I got to speed up on it here. Yeah. Looks like these go here. These might be the little hands or something that go on these. Brick heads I'm not really a fan of, but I always emphasize when you get brick heads, even if you're buying them just for parts, you're getting some unique pieces, especially pieces that you could use for sideways building or snot building. So if you're interested in stuff like this, even if you're not, you know, like I could use that right there, this little Technic ball here. That's not too bad. There's only one in there? Wow, Lego depriving me. I want the good stuff. You're sending me little things in here. I want more. I get greedy. Call me greedy, Jay. Greedy Gretchen, if anybody knows what show I'm referring to with that one. I was watching an old episode of, if you haven't guessed yet, Three's Company. And they mentioned her name in Three's a Crowd. Oh, Greedy Gretchen. Oh, I like those old sitcoms from the day. The newer stuff that's on TV today I can't really watch all that much without turning the channel or just getting plain bored with it. So I watch the old ones. Like I watch A-Team. Anybody remembers the old school MacGyver? And the old school Roseanne, Alf, Alice, that old diner with Mel the cook. Those type of shows. I don't know, I just can't really watch the new stuff without just kind of vomiting everywhere. And for music though, I listen to a lot of 70s, mostly 80s stuff and early 90s. After that it gets kind of unbearable. You know, I can't watch all that or listen to all that stuff. And yeah, but sets like this are just really relaxing builds. They're meant to be quick, you know, you're not supposed to race through them. I have to speed through these because I have about 38 more coming in right now. Depends on when this one's released. It may be with it, may not be, I don't know. So you can see I have a lot of stuff to build. And it's not tutorials, but don't worry. I'm working on some new tutorials right now for you guys and gals to build. I saw that the work trailer got a lot of views, well, for me anyways, so we'll see if we can come up and wrestle up another idea for you here. It was just something I wanted to play around with, and there was like 4 different revisions for the work trailer, and that's when I did the vertical siding, and I thought, that looks really good, you know, that kind of thing. And that's where I kind of went with there on it. So it's always a treat to share my ideas with you. Oh, this thing's turned, that's why. Be careful, those pieces will turn on you. They'll turn and bite the hand that feeds them. Got all the pink in here. Boy, you could do all kinds of stuff with pink. Okay. Alright. Okay, now it looks like we're just doing more work here. I had to step away for a second. Right now I'm processing a bunch of videos and stuff, so I'm trying to get everything done here. And I don't want to get too far behind on reviews, and then I'm not doing any tutorials because I got some ideas I kind of want to tinker with today. So, okay, I see what we're doing. So we got these holes lined up here with these. So I have a feeling we're going to be shoving some accessories down in those. Okay, let's keep pulling these out here. I'm not a fan of small parts, for those who haven't guessed yet. Yeah, I like more of the bigger stuff here. But so far so good. Not too bad at all. But stuff like this, I try to get done swiftly so I can move on to bigger and better projects. I don't expect there to be a bunch of stuff going, but who started up there? Old junk car. Yes, we still got that out here. There's this guy next door that just tries to fix this old car that is rustier than mine. I mean, literally, when you can see the light through the floorboards, it's kind of, yeah, it's not too safe. I've only been in this car one time, and that was enough for me. But yeah, I'll try to avoid that. Don't need to, you know. Okay. All right. Not too bad at all. All right. So it looks like we're just doing a lot of duplicates, a lot of just clones at this point. So that's not bad. If you're looking for a really quick build, looks like this one here is going pretty swiftly, so get this one out of the way. I got to place a parts order too. I was mentioning that on the other thing. I was like, oh, I need to place an order before somebody decides to raise tariffs up again, or before the Thanksgiving or the Christmas holiday. And today is the 4th of December 2025. So yeah. Alright, now it looks like I'm turning my attention to the face, I believe. Now, I'm going to show you something here. That's going to be impossible to keep those together. You may as well start with that. Wait a minute, you know, I did that the wrong way. Does it matter? Probably not, but yeah, but my neighbor, though, he's got a bunch of these old junk cars. He tries to get work, and they just, it sounds like, I mean, I've heard farm equipment that sounds quieter than that, and I'm just like, really? And then there's another, one of my friends, or one of my nephew's friends, he cut off the muffler to his car where it sounds really loud. I'm just like, dude, good luck getting that past inspection, because they'll fail that. You know, but you know how kids are, they don't like listening to adults. Okay, because once they go in and they find out, dude, you forfeited the $60, $70 and you got to go back and do it again. I keep my stuff stocked because I don't want to have to mess with it. You know, so I try not to do that. Now I want my cars to sound as quiet as they can. I want them to sound like they're actually working correctly. You know. Okay, so it looks like we're putting together the face. Looks like we got Rudolph, but pink. And we got some more of these printed eye parts, which I hate. I have a whole entire, if I can get these on here straight, I have a whole bin of these things that I rarely, if ever, use them. I don't use eye pieces all that much. So I try to avoid them. I need to come up with a tutorial one day just to use all the eye parts that I have. So that's Angel's face. We'll put that on there. It's like we're still missing some stuff here, huh? Still got a lot of stuff missing on that. Oh, wait a minute. I did forget to put some parts in there. My bad. Look, I see I messed up. Somebody's probably cussing me out over that. I hope not. That's why I always say watch the video to the end. You don't want to make it easy for me to block you. Oh, Jay, I left a bad comment. I better delete it real quick. It's too late. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to another part here. And hard to say what we're doing now. We'll find out eventually. And while we're putting this thing together, I want to thank everyone on this channel here for being contributors. It's always a big help, as well as my Patreon followers. That's always a nice help. So thank you for joining the archives. I want to thank everyone for checking out my Rebrickable profile and downloading building guides. It's always a big help. In addition to everybody who likes, comments, and subscribes on my videos, that's always a big help. So there's always a way to contribute. Always a way. Yeah, so we got to use that to sink the nails into the workbench. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing on the legs here. Running out of parts. We're almost done here. That's always a good thing. Yeah, this set's got some mostly medium to small parts, a lot of small pieces. Not as bad as that modular I was putting together, but maybe it's doable. Make sure I get that in the right way. Yeah, just rev up that junk car, dude. It's not, you know, revving up that engine's not going to make it sound any better. Yeah, so these little whips go inside of here. One time he was doing that stuff at like 11 o'clock, and boy, the neighbors were just not having it. One of our neighbors, he's a truck driver, and he's got to get up at 3 in the morning. And I even told him one time, I was like, dude, you knock that off, because some of us actually have to work. This guy's retired, so he can do whatever he wants. Like, dude, some of us actually have to work still. We're not in retirement age. We can't stay up and play all day, you know. I sound like an old guy saying it like that, but it's like, unfortunately, some of us have obligations. These are always come in handy, so we'll grab those and throw those in there. Why don't we here? That's if I can get that in there. These are good for like bedspreads. Since these are low profile, you could do a lot more with them now. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera. He just keeps revving up that engine on that thing. One time he wanted to buy my truck and he was lowballing me. I said, dude, I know what I have. Because his kid wanted it. Okay, so these are the ears. You go like that. Okay, so basically they just go right in that area. Not too bad. And that completes Angel. Pretty cool, huh? Now this is actually the tour right here. I mean, it's built pretty sturdy, and didn't anything fall off really, so that's even better. Okay, now we're going to turn our attention to the base, which is very simple here. Just some plates, and that's it. But you notice, I notice we have a pink piece here. We're missing something. Oh! I forgot to put that on the top. My bad. Whoopsie. Well, we fixed that now. Fixed it right up. And that takes care of the stand. And then he sits on the stand like that. And yeah, that's it for this build here. And this is what we have remaining here. Thank goodness you turn off that noisy racket. My 32-year-old truck doesn't sound that bad. But of course I kept up on the maintenance. Well, I didn't get the other one, but I don't know when that's released. And yeah, that takes care of this build here. And this is exactly what Angel is. Isn't that cool? It's nice and pink. It comes with a stand that barely hangs onto, but that's okay. Here's the back. It's essentially what it is. It's a display piece, so you can put it on your shelf and look at it. So we're going to start the review with play value, and yeah, this one doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, of course, you could just take it off the stand and go like that, but play would be short-lived unless you have a friend to play with, and you could do some role playing with this. It's not too terribly bad. And for build quality, it's still pretty good. I didn't have anything fall off. It's just average construction for me. It's got some snot methods, but like nothing fell off, so that's even better. My build experience, surprisingly, this set kept my interest. That's even better. So I wasn't bored putting this one together. It did grab my interest, I think, because we don't build with a lot of pink with Lego. So this was a treat to do. Even if I'm not interested in this theme, it still kept my interest in constructing it. As far as for parts, there's some nice pieces that could be used for other Lego creations, or you could attempt to make another model out of this, but those parts could be good for like vehicles and stuff, which would even be better. And yeah, that pretty much takes care of the review. Now, I didn't have anything really fall off this. Not too terribly bad. The instructions were easy to follow. I'm going to be generous today because it is the holidays. I'm going to give this one a 10. It just didn't fall apart. But the only thing I'm going to say is probably play value is kind of lacking, but I can't judge play value because I'm not really familiar with this. But if you're looking for something to put on your shelf, it's not too bad. Now, as far as for collaborative build, it doesn't exist with this one. So only one person alone can put this one together. You can't share the build with this unless you have another brick head you put together. Not too bad. But all around, though, it's a nice, quick little build. It's something to tide everyone over until you get a larger set or something to do during your lunch break or something. Not too bad at all, but tell me what you think of Angel.